My 6-year-old son Liam went to Disney World with my parents and older sister. My phone buzzed with a call from an unknown number. It was Disney staff. "Your child is in our lost and found," they said. Trembling, Liam whispered, "Dad, they left me and went back home." I dialed my mom. She chuckled. "Oh, did we?" I didn't even notice. My sister laughed too. My kids never wander off like that. They had no clue what was coming. I'm 32, male, and the family outcast, never quite measuring up to my parents' standards, especially next to my sister, 35, their golden child. I'm a carpenter, earning a solid living fixing up luxury homes, while my sister, a high-flying attorney, married into wealth and gave my parents their perfect grandkids. Liam, my 6-year-old, is my world. His mom and I parted ways when he was 2, and we co-parent. She's remarried now, expecting twins, so when my parents offered to take Liam to Disney World with my sister and her kids, aged 8 and 10, I thought it was a perfect chance for him to make memories. Liam was thrilled for weeks. I prepped him with Disney gear, movies, and endless chats about the rides. My parents and sister, who live in Florida, picked him up at the airport for a 4-day park adventure. I took on extra work to pay for his tickets, food, and souvenir cash. On day 3, while I was on a job site, my phone rang, an unknown number. "Hello, this is Disney's Lost and Found Services. We have a boy named Liam." My heart sank. "Is he okay?" "He's safe but shaken. He was alone near Thunder Mountain for about an hour. He's asking for you." "Can I talk to him?" Liam's tiny voice broke through. "Dad, they left me and went home." "What happened, buddy?" "Grandma, Grandpa, my aunt, and cousins. I told Grandma I needed the bathroom. She said to come back to the same place, but when I did, they were gone. I looked everywhere. Then a Disney worker found me. I grabbed my keys. "I'm coming, Liam. Stay with the Disney staff." After getting pickup details, I called my mom. She picked up after several rings. "Mom, where's Liam?" "What do you mean?" she asked casually. Disney Lost and Found called. They found Liam alone near Thunder Mountain. He said you left him and went home. She laughed. "Really? I didn't notice." "He wandered off after the bathroom and we couldn't find him. We searched for maybe 10 minutes, but the kids were cranky and wanted to go back to the hotel. I figured he'd turn up." "You left my 6-year-old alone in Disney World and went to your hotel." "Don't be so dramatic," she said, brushing it off. "Disney has staff for that. He should have stuck with us." "He's 6, Mom." "Put my sister on." My sister came on. "Hey, what's the issue?" "Did you know they abandoned Liam at Disney?" She snickered. "Yeah, the kid got lost. My children never do that. They know to stay near us." "You're a mother. How could you leave a child alone in a packed theme park and head to your hotel?" "Look," she said sharply. "He's not my kid." Mom and Dad were in charge. Plus, we had dinner plans we couldn't skip. I hung up and called my ex-wife, filling her in. She was appalled and offered to help immediately. I booked the next flight to Orlando, paying a fortune. During the flight, my mom texted, "Liam's fine. Don't blow this out of proportion. We're going back to the park tomorrow. Tell security to hold him until then." At Disney's Lost and Found, Liam ran to me, crying. The staff said he'd been alone for nearly 2 hours before someone spotted him. They'd tried calling my parents repeatedly, but no one answered. A supervisor, Sarah, gave me a kind look. "Sir, we've documented this incident thoroughly. Leaving a child in the park is a serious matter." I nodded. Can I have a copy of that report? After settling Liam in a hotel, I texted my mom that we were okay and flying home tomorrow. I didn't mention I'd already called my lawyer friend for advice. The next morning, my parents and sister showed up at our hotel, irritated rather than worried. "You're making a mountain out of a molehill," my mom said. "Kids get lost all the time. You left my son alone in a crowded park and went to your hotel. He could have been taken." My dad piped up, "Son, you've always been too soft on that boy. This'll teach him to stick with the group. He's 6. He told you he needed the bathroom and you told him to return to the same spot. Then you left." My mom waved it off. "We had to keep the line moving. He should have been faster." My sister added, "My kids would never get lost. They're trained to stay close." Liam emerged from the bathroom and froze when he saw them. Instead of running to his grandparents, he hid behind me. "We're leaving," I said. "Our flight's in 3 hours." "But what about our Disney day?" my mom demanded. "You should have thought of that before abandoning my son." On the flight home, I made 2 decisions. First, my parents and sister would never be alone with Liam again. Second, they'd face consequences. Back home, I filed a report with Florida's Department of Children and Families using Disney's documentation. I also consulted a family law attorney about grandparents' rights in our state, none without my approval. 3 days later, my mom called, furious. "How dare you report us to child services? They treated us like criminals. You left a 6-year-old in your care alone. What did you expect?" "We handle family issues in the family. Do you know what this could do to your sister's career? She's an attorney." My dad got on. "Son, drop this now. Your mom's upset, and your sister's worried about her bar association standing." "I'm not dropping it. Liam could have been kidnapped because of your carelessness." My sister called next, threatening me. "I could sue you for defamation. This report could ruin my career." "It's not defamation if it's true. You left a child in your care. There's evidence and witnesses." "You're just jealous of my success," she snapped. "This is your sad attempt to drag me down." Over the next weeks, my family alternated between threats and guilt trips. My mom showed up at my house uninvited, demanding to see Liam, but I turned her away. My sister sent a cease and desist letter through her firm, which my lawyer friend called empty posturing. I was quietly building a case. Beyond Disney's report, I had recordings of our calls, legal in my state with one-party consent, and screenshots of their dismissive texts. I also got statements from 2 Disney workers who saw them leave without Liam. Then my sister upped the ante. She filed a complaint with my local contractors board, claiming I did poor work on her friend's home last year. It was false. I'd never worked for her friends, but it forced me to take time off to deal with it, costing me money and clients. I decided to stop playing defense. I shared everything with my ex-wife, who suggested changes to make this sentence less repetitive. Sent a letter through her attorney backing my decision to limit Liam's contact with my family. I contacted my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, who'd been quiet during all this. He'd been fed a lie, that Liam ran off despite warnings, and they'd searched for an hour before security told them to leave. I showed him the Disney report and played the recordings. He was shocked. "She lied to me," he said. "I wanted to keep looking, but she said I was overreacting." The investigation results came in. My parents and sister were cited for child endangerment and neglect, noting their reckless disregard for Liam's safety and lack of remorse. For my sister, the fallout was worse. The Bar Association's Ethics Committee investigated, issuing a formal reprimand and probation. Her law firm reassigned her to non-client-facing work. My brother-in-law, outraged, demanded marriage counseling. The therapist identified my sister's entitled behavior, straining their marriage. Meanwhile, my parents, active in their church, were shunned and removed from leadership roles after the truth spread. 3 months later, my sister filed a petition for grandparents' rights, claiming I was keeping Liam from his loving grandparents out of spite. She acted as their lawyer. My attorney presented Disney's documentation, DCF findings, witness statements, and footage of my family laughing as they left the park. The judge dismissed the petition, calling their actions a clear threat to Liam's well-being. My sister was livid. Her representation of our parents sparked an ethics review for conflict of interest. Things worsened when my brother-in-law learned she'd intentionally left Liam behind because she found him irritating and wanted to enjoy the park with her kids. Disgusted, he moved out and filed for divorce. The divorce was brutal. My brother-in-law won primary custody, citing the Disney incident as proof of her poor judgment. The court made the records public, and her law firm, a family law practice, demanded her resignation due to the scandal. She took a job at a smaller firm with a huge pay cut. 6 months later, my mom invited us to a family reunion, acting like nothing happened. "Liam's scared of you," I said. "So am I. It's been months. Let it go. Family forgives." "Forgiveness requires regret, Mom. You haven't shown any." The reunion passed without us. My extended family, fed my parents' version of events, pressured me to reconcile. I shared a digital folder with all the evidence. My aunt called, crying, apologizing for believing their lies. My cousins were horrified. The family narrative shifted, and my parents and sister were sidelined. Thanksgiving, usually at their house, was hosted by my aunt, with my parents barely invited. 9 months later, my sister's divorce finalized. She got supervised visitation pending a parenting class due to her questionable judgment. A year after the incident, Liam started therapy for his fear of crowds and abandonment. For his 7th birthday, my parents sent a pricey toy car. I sent it back with a note. Liam needs trustworthy grandparents, not gifts. 2 years later, my sister's career was in ruins. My parents' social standing crumbled. My brother-in-law moved his kids out of state, limiting my sister's visits further. 4 years after Disney, my sister's 14-year-old wrote to me, haunted by that day. She said her mom ignored her pleas to keep looking for Liam. After consulting Liam's therapist, I allowed a supervised meeting. She cousins reconnected slowly but warmly. 5 years later, my dad had a health scare. He called, sounding frail. "I was wrong about Liam. I should have stayed at the park. I'm sorry." It was his first real apology. We arranged a supervised visit. My mom, however, refused to admit fault, and my sister remained defiant. Liam, now 11, is a strong kid with a clear sense of justice. The Disney incident shaped him, teaching him to stand up for himself. He has a cautious bond with his grandfather, sees his cousins with supervision, and wants nothing to do with his grandmother or aunt. I'm no longer the family outcast. Defending my son gave me strength and clarity. Those who own their mistakes stay in our lives. Those who don't stay out. Thank you for watching Story. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real-life stories.